Hello everyone, myself Rajkumar. Today we are going to discuss about device to cloud communications. First of all, introduction about the device to cloud communications. When it comes to the device to cloud communication, Internet of Things and the cloud plays a major role in allowing developers to contribute computing between distribute computing between edge device and remote digital services. We all know that in cloud communications, the Internet of Things and the cloud or the storage plays the major role in allowing the users to distribute computing between device and their servers or services. This arc today we are going to discuss about the same type of architecture which opens up the potential for the multi-mode of solutions where device and clouds work 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 together to over today's high-speed communication channels using efficient protocols. Of course, this is a two-way communication. It means we are sending or writing the data in the Internet of Things and it is saved in the cloud. And when we have to retrieve the data from the cloud, we will get from cloud to the Internet of Things. So this is a two-way communication or full duplex system. So the physical it is up in this stuff. OS ISO and OSI layers are integrated from physical layer to the application layers are used. A protocol for IoT connectivity. No matter how sophisticated edge to cloud IoT communications get, it all comes down to two-way data communications over the internet between a device and a remote service. It means no matter how greater the edge to cloud communications, cloud IoT communications goes, but it will always be a two-way communications and over the internet between a device and a server, device and a service. It started from the transport layer. Starting at the transport layer, device to cloud communications generally takes over place in a transmission control protocol network or user data program datagram protocol channels. Transport control protocol is a connection oriented and reliable data packet requires acknowledgement that it is was received. But with great reliability comes great overhead, and sometimes for an IoT applications the trans transmit port control protocol transmission control protocol header can be larger than the payload itself. UDP on the other hand is a connectionless and unreliable and allows loss. It means allows for the loss of data packs in the interest of speed. TCP is used where data must get through, whereas UDP is employed where some data loss is acceptable. It means the TCP used to transmit all the data without any loss in the transmission of data, where UDP is used to transmit data, but some loss of the data will be acceptable, such as streaming videos. It means when we are streaming the videos, due to the connectivity or low connectivity of internet, we may lose the we may lose the videos. At the application layer, HTTP hypertext transfer protocol has become one of the most standard protocols for the web-based communications. In the application layer, HTTP plays a major role in the web-based communications. It was developed as a request response model for the client server era, such as browsers, where clients are browsers, and it opens a TCP connections to send requests to servers such as services, web services which is the response of the system. TLS is often employed to secure HTTP communications or TCP, while DTLS performs similar functions over UDP. This setup can be used by IoT devices to communicate with the web servers using RESTful or SOAP web services. For example, devices can talk to the server using a IP or TCP connection using HTTP or GET or POST methods and delivers payload formatted in XML, JSON, and some other format. It means the device and the server talk through a media which is known maybe IP using a specified language such as HTTP and deliver the addresses or delivers the messages in the format of XML, JSON, or and other some formats. In each steps, keep adding overhead to the payload, which is the only relevant information that to the end application is looking for. It means when we adding the data, the data may be transferred in TCP, IP, HTTP, XML, JSON. Whether the data should will transfer from any of these methods, so the end user will be looking only for the application. Hence, another application layer protocol, MQTT, message queuing telemetry transport, has become popular for IoT. It's a limelight protocol with a small code for footprint suitable for constrained environments such as embedded IoT devices. Most notably, it works on a publish subscribe model for facilities one-to-many communications between device to a central MQTT broker. Just a type of communication you would typically need for IoT. It means MQTT is like a telephone exchange system. It may be we can subscribe to MQTT for the IoT applications. For the public, it will be readily made used. With an understanding of these underlying protocols, let us now look at the how edge to cloud communications network. Now we look at the Qualcomm MDM 9206 LTE modem as examples because it illustrates how manufacturer supports from the hardware level right up to the API communications, application interface communications, stack can facilitate to IoT to cloud development. Connecting MDM 9206 modem to IoT device to Azure. Azure is in Microsoft Cloud. MDM 9206 is a fairly specialized device that is often used as a modem in conjunction with other processors. It is used for any other processors. It is used to facilitate communication. You can utilize the Qualcomm LTE for IoT SDK, which supports TLS, DTLS, MQTT, HTTP, and provide a SYN layer for connecting Azure IoT Hub. This SIM layer includes Azure IO port and platform SIM layer libraries as part of the package for Azure Pay application development on TEDx platform in the user space. Azure applications are Microsoft Azure SDK defined APIs to interact with the Azure IoT SDK C module. The Azure IoT SDK C module uses the adapter layer to interact with the ThreadX IoT stack. The figure below shows the Azure application architecture on a ThreadX IoT device. This is the architecture for Azure applications on a ThreadX device. This is the application layer. This is the data or cloud layer. This is IO port layer, platform SIM layer, and system libraries are stored here. Now we are in application layer, data cell management and Azure IoT applications blocks are present. In data cell management, it is connected to DSS data cell management module. We can, from here, we will take the required data for the what is the application we are performing using the Azure. In the Azure core stack, JSON parser, serializer, IoT hub client, AMQP, HTTP, MQTT, adapter layers are present. This Azure IoT application is connected to the Azure core stack. From in the Azure core stack, the platform sim layer is connecting the blocks of lagging, threading, lock, time, and memory. This block is connected to ThreadX APIs. This is connected to system libraries like real-time operating system, BSPs, timers. And this is connected to the adapter layer is connected to input output sim layers such as TLS IO, QAP, SSL stock. This sim layer also includes a number of scripts that set up a build environment to build an application for your device. Device to cloud communications working over standard OSI models protocols provides the backbone for cloud storage. It means the OSI means international standard organizations such as physical layer, data network, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer. These are the OSI model protocols. IoT devices to cloud communication connectivity can be achieved by both specialized hardware such as MDM9206 LTE modem and more general purpose devices such as the Snapdragon mobile platforms. More generally, this device to cloud architecture provides a rich set of options for processing on IoT devices on the cloud. However, at the end of the day, it's all about how well we can implement two-way data communications over the Internet of Things IoT between the device and a remote service. Thank you.